Hello again, and welcome to the Comics Online podcast, Season 16, Episode 3.1. This is, of course, our weekly top 5. This is the Flashback top 5 comics for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, October 14th, 2015. And this is Troy's show. This is Troy David Phillips, ladies and gentlemen, the store manager here at Flashback Comics and Games in Woodbridge, Virginia. And, of course, with us, as per usual, is Megan Savannah-Lair.
Hey, how are you?
See, that's what happens in the store. So you just Troy gives you a single mic.
I was getting prepared.
I know.
So, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
We're going to change it up a little bit today.
Last week, some good stuff happened.
It did happen. So the top 5 is going to go a little bit past top 5 plus 1, which is our normal format. Top 5 plus 1. And I've got 5, and I've got 1. But I got more than that.
All right.
Ms. Lair, if I could borrow your hands, please hold up and show the good people What If Infinity Thanos, number 1.
That's this week.
That was last week.
Oh, I thought I saw it this week. Maybe you got some refills?
I did, although I hadn't actually sold completely through, but I had gotten low. What's important here is that What If is back, and What If will have a series of one-shots. This one focuses on Thanos. The time period is around that of the Infinity story arc. And this takes that Infinity story down an unusual path, as all What Ifs are wont to do.
Sure.
What If Thanos was complemented... Oh, wait, Megan's going to show you some artwork. And it was quite good artwork.
And so we've got multiple What Ifs that center around the Infinity mini, or well, not mini-series, but crossover event. Yeah.
The second one, which Megan is holding up now, is Infinity Inhumans.
Yeah.
Now, you may remember that in the Infinity story, it was revealed that Thanos had a living child, and his living child was hidden with the Inhumans, and Thanos confronted Black Bolt to get his child back. He had demanded a tribute. That tribute was the firstborn male child of all the Inhuman families, which didn't happen. Black Bolt did not cave, but we did get to see Black Bolt do the L, and Thanos withstand that.
Wow.
That was frightening. Yeah,
no kidding.
You need to backtrack and reread your Infinities, Kevin.
Well, I didn't. That was during the time that I was just coming back, and so I kind of grabbed some, in back issues about a year and a half ago, but didn't get them all, and so that was one that I missed.
He just buys comics and stacks them up, ladies and gentlemen. He's got like 500 long boxes of comics. He's never read them.
I am certainly behind on a lot of things, and that one was kind of interesting. The ones that I did read. Anyhow,
now, this was even more interesting than the What Ifs. This was Contest of Champions. I'm already sold through the regular covers, but I had this particular variant that featured Joe Fixit, the Hulk, the gray Hulk in the suit and tie.
How did this happen last week? And I completely missed it. This is a bit frustrating to me that I completely missed. Oh,
you were probably too hung up in sports or politics or religion or any of the other things that distract your attention. Contest of Champions, ladies and gentlemen, not only features the Maestro, the version of the Hulk, the Maestro, but it also features the Collector. And the Collector is styled from the Guardians of the Galaxy Benicio del Toro version of the Collector.
Oh, really?
So he's looking different from the classic comic incarnation.
So like a question based on that, is Joe Fixit in it?
Actually, no, but the Maestro is.
Yeah.
And what we see is the Maestro, it's a week old, so I'm a little less guilty about the spoiler here. We see the Maestro working for the Collector. It's not a harmonious working relationship.
It never is with the Maestro.
Imagine that the Maestro chafes at being under the thumb of someone who assumes that he is much more powerful. Maybe the Collector is more powerful, maybe not. But we've definitely got a new, different, and interesting take on the concept of the Contest of Champions.
Yeah.
Picking characters from different places and putting them into a competition against an as-yet unrevealed opponent. So, next up. Now, this is a prize winner for me. Jason Aaron and Chris Bacallo on Doctor Strange. My God, this book was so good.
How did I?
Seriously?
There was a box that was hidden from me last week because I don't know what happened. These would have been my picks.
We got jokes.
I'm frustrating. I'm frustrating. I'm obviously frustrating, but I'm frustrated.
You know what?
About all of this.
Crack that open, Megan. Find me a good page.
Oh, wait.
No, there's a page I like in the towards the I've already looked through this before.
If you are a fan of Doctor Strange from way back, then right here, Jason Aaron captures what is important about Doctor Strange. If you were a fan of the old Steve Ditko psychedelia, Chris Bacallo has his own version of the psychedelia.
Yeah.
He captures a lot of the spirit and the flavor of Steve Ditko without imitating Steve Ditko. It's really freaking good. And it walks us through the background of Doctor Strange and gives us an idea of how we got where we are today with him. But Jason Aaron, prize-winning story. Chris Bacallo, prize-winning art. Doctor Strange is the book you want to pick this up.
I'm just really bummed about this whole thing. You still have another one for me, right? Can I have this one?
I might have something for you. We'll talk in part 2.
Seven Rings has Ragador, Indigo to Deepest Black.
Now we're going to move on to...
Oh, sorry. Spells later.
Yes, spells later. Y'all know me. I am all about the Avengers. Avengers 0. This truly is where it all begins. Now, maybe you're going to check out the all-new, all-different Avengers, or the Uncanny Avengers, or the Ultimates, or any of the other Avengers titles. Maybe you're thinking about picking up the Squadron Supreme, and I'd strenuously recommend picking up the Squadron Supreme. Avengers 0 gives us a snippet of all of these things, not just in the form of previews, but actually in a story. And that story gives us some idea of the different flavors of Avengers that are going to be rolling down the road.
Does this story cross over within itself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because otherwise, I'm like, oh, this is just this should have been free. But okay, if it's a complete story in itself, then fine.
Yes. So you're going to get to see the Ultimates with the Black Panther. You're going to get to see the new Avengers with Sunspot. You're going to get to see the all-new, all-different Avengers focus on the Vision. You're going to get to see A-Force focus on Carol Danvers. You're going to get to see the Squadron Supreme, and you're going to begin to understand how the different iterations of the Squadron are blended together in one group. And they have an agenda, and you're going to start to get the foundations of that agenda. Now, there's a lot to be revealed, and a 0 issue all by itself doesn't reveal the fullness of everything, but what good story ever does? This, however, we're off to a fantastic kick off. Here comes the return.
All right.
Now,
also last week,
this is one that I know a lot of people have been waiting for. Brian Michael Bendis. It's phenomenal. It's a cardstock wraparound cover. Hold that up and show them. Hold that up and show them.
Open it up. Open it up.
Yeah. Both sides. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Invincible Iron Man #1. He's invincible again. He is not being the dirtbag that he was at Superior Iron Man.
Just normal dirtbag. Normal Tony, a little bit skeezy, but not a total dirtbag.
No, not even skeezy. We are getting some good Iron Man, and we are also getting a treatment from the new Madam Mask. We're seeing Tony having to just kind of own on his reputation, and we get the new armor. The new armor is actually quite visually engaging. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it, the mouthless armor, but I like this take on the technology. I like the segment and yet the sleekness, the compactness, the simplicity. It's what I think futurist Tony Stark would come up with. It's what I think he would invent. So that is a taste of the Marvel #1s. I have read all of those. I still have some stuff on my reading pile. I'm working my way to Amazing Spider-Man.
Megan really loves touching it, don't you? It's just a beautiful cover.
It is.
I mean, I'm one of those. I'm a snob. If I see a cover and it's has that matte finish to it with spot gloss or something on top of it, I want to buy it more.
Me too. I'm with you. I totally agree.
Now, Megan took my advice already and picked up Doctor Strange, and I'm hoping Megan will take my advice and give a look at Iron Man.
I'm literally just gonna pick it up because of the cover.
Well,
I'll read it, but
yeah, and get into that. But that's that's going to be a thing. So, are you ready to get into this week's comics, Kevin? Because
Yes,
I know
sir.
Kevin here is champing at the bit to pick up last week's stuff and take it home and hunker down and not go anywhere for the next 48 hours.
Oh my goodness.
That probably isn't going to happen, but that's what he wants to happen.
Yeah, that is what I want to happen. So, this week, my top one, as always, The Walking Dead. Here we are, Walking Dead 147. How did they get this far? I have no idea, but it is still awesome. I am excited to see where this goes. Last issue, we ended up on they're really good at their little cliffhangers, but in the show is back, by the way. Season 6, episode 1 just came out, and the breakout, the most interesting person in the latest episode was, to me anyway, Eugene, and here we are. Right, perfectly timed with a comic book. Kirkman must know his distribution dates for things, and here we are. Eugene has said at the last issue, at the very end, wait, no, I've got the plan. And he's about to, at the beginning of issue 147, out in the open, Eugene is going to lay out his plan to Rick and the rest.
All righty. So, Walking Dead 147, Image Comics, Robert Kirkman, Adlaird, Company, and...
beautiful stuff.
What you got for me next?
Among the number ones, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is back, and our friend Ben Grimm, our rocky wall of a man...
Yep.
Ben Grimm is back with our folks and has joined the Guardians, and who doesn't love that idea? I'm into it.
The lineup is a little bit different here. We're seeing some of the movie cast. We're seeing some changes.
We're seeing. I'm assuming this is Kitty Pryde on the cover there.
I believe so, because she was in fact involved with Star-Lord.
But I don't see Star-Lord on the cover.
Well, I think we're going to have to crack this open and read it.
Yeah.
Not right this minute.
Not right this minute. Okay, wait. I'll just read it to you. The entire galaxy is a mess. Annihilus is sitting around. Ben Grimm is in a suit. No, forget it. I'm just joking.
I'll be strangling Kevin with a microphone later.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good stuff for certain. So we've got Brian Michael Bendis, Sheedy, and Isanove doing the art chores behind Bendis. And now another number one. Uncanny. Unwrap that way.
Wraparound cover.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Just grab it in the middle.
2015, ladies and gentlemen. Uncanny Avengers number 1. And this...
with the glowy Spider-Man. I don't know why he's glowy. That's still weirding me out, but I still love him.
This is the team...
cosplays you could do, though.
This is the team that has Deadpool, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the Avengers that many of you have been waiting for.
Deadpool on the Avengers. It'll be fun. This is going to be good.
And we have crotchety old man Commander Rogers.
The problem with a costume with glowing eyes, that's hilarious. Merchandise, Deadpool merchandise. The problem with the costume with glowing eyes is you can't see through glowing eyes, idiots. And people on TV and movies and comic books, people are like, oh yeah, let's make their eyes glow because... No, that's a terrible idea. Eyes can reflect like a cat. The back of your cat's eyes. You see, it's reflecting, or humans where you got the flash in the wrong place.
What if you did the mesh over it though, and you had the LEDs to the side of it, and then made it work through?
Around it? Yes, fine.
But then it gives that glow feel to it, and if you do the white,
if you light up that white that's over, you're flipping blind. You're blind.
You get what I'm saying?
You're blinding yourself.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Blinding yourself.
Let us not forget.
Don't do that.
That Peter...
Black. That's how eyes absorb. Science.
Kevin.
Science. Comic books.
Peter Parker is a scientific genius. I'm sure he has already worked out the technical details on this.
Light doesn't change just because he wants it to. Okay. Oh, hey, Battle World. Welcome to Battle World. Sing it, Megan. That was great. Battleworld Marvel Zombies versus Your Mom's House. Wait, Marvel Zombies... it's not versus anything.
No, this is Marvel Zombies. This is not the Age of Ultron one.
Right,
this is the Marvel Zombies.
All right.
With Ilsa Bloodstone.
Oh yeah, this is a fun one. I like this one.
Yeah, Elsa Bloodstone is a phenomenal character. I'm loving what they've been doing with her in this series. Really taking a lesser light character, put her in some focus in this story. I hope we see a lot more of Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah,
in the days to come.
total D-lister or below, and yet she comes in and kicks ass. And
yeah,
let's
rising up there.
Let's see some more of her. Her father was a little not somebody you want to see in your comic all the time. More of a villain that can be agreeable, something like a Deathstroke type.
Well, he really was supposed to be a monster fighter.
Yeah.
And I think over time his character morphed to make him a bit more of an anti-hero, to kind of give him that level of interest.
But he's kind of stepped over the line into, to the worst kind of anti-hero where you're like, oh, nobody can really stomach what he's
Right.
on.
Well, he has become somewhat unlikable, but I think that's kind of the point, is it adds that aspect to her childhood.
Yeah.
Which wasn't much of a childhood, truthfully.
Right.
But you're going to fight monsters, you got to kind of expect that.
For sure.
So
one of the most important books that has come out of Secret Wars is A-Force. It says, hey, modern worlds, hey, contemporary folks, who plays more video games than anybody else? Girls do. Who reads a big old ton of comic books? Girls do. Let's have a book that's all girls all the time, and here's A-Force. And this is number 5 of the limited series, and this is going to be, as Troy just mentioned, this is going to be an ongoing series once the new Marvel Universe starts back up again.
Yes,
and
it is.
In the next couple of weeks, I'm sure we're going to see the new A-Force number 1. So I definitely recommend reading these, because this is pretty good. But this is kind of a story in a bottle, 5 issues. This is the conclusion here. But read this, and this way you can see if you like it. I believe it's the same creative team that rolls into the new one. So
got to help Kevin use his words from time to time.
Sorry, this week I'll be better next week.
So, Kev,
sir,
you ready to hit my top 5?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to diversify a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, and I am going to roll right over to Boom Comics. This from Harvey Award-winning writer Marc Waid and artist who should be a Harvey winner, J.G. Jones. This is the much-anticipated Strange Fruit, issue number 2. Okay. You saw issue 1?
Did you show the inside?
Yeah.
Show this art. J.G. Jones is
beautiful.
Amazing. J.G. Jones did what?
52.
52?
Yeah, the DC book.
Didn't he do some? Oh gosh,
he's done a lot of things.
Did he do some like an arc on Sandman?
Not that I remember, but that's not important. What's important is Strange Fruit.
This is good.
Yeah. Stick to the time period here, Kev. We're back in the 1920s. We have a strange visitor, maybe from another planet. A very powerful individual of ethnic persuasion.
Oh, wow! Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's got some mystery here.
That's appropriate.
This story is set in a very racially charged time, and Marc Waid is taking us to some interesting and uncomfortable places with his depiction of the Confederate flag draped in a rather unconventional fashion.
As a loincloth.
Sorry for the spoilers, ladies and gentlemen. Kev just can't help himself.
Oh, this looks good. This looks...
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking strange fruit. I'm like, let's see. There's a cherimoya. There's, like, dragon fruit. There's, like, kumquats and loquats. And that Australian cherry thing that I'm not sure if that's its real name. Have you ever had those? They grow on bushes back home. Anyway.
My number 2 pick... from Dark Horse Comics. I love this. It's a historical drama. It's set in the time of the Revolutionary War. It is Rebels. Rebels, which follows the sequence of events from the Revolutionary War with actual historical characters, but focuses predominantly on the fictional characters, the fictional character family, and how they deal with the hardships of colonial life while battling the British Empire.
All right. Hey, and that's kind of a, got a little bit of a local flavor, being as though this area here in Virginia, figures very prominently in both the Revolutionary War and that other one.
Well, most importantly,
the loincloth one.
This book.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that civil. That's the loincloth war from here on out. Thanks, Marc Waid.
Rebels, written by Brian Wood. So you want to pick that up.
For sure.
Now, crack that open so they could see the wraparound. And Avatar. Once again, the latest installment of God is Dead from Avatar. Continuing the struggle between the mythological gods, which has now involved, through the course of this story arc, has involved Jesus Christ, has involved Satan, and
show that interior that you just had toward yourself, with Loki and some scary other guys.
And the second feature is American gods. So we are seeing two different aspects of the struggle. We're seeing two different theaters, if you will. God is Dead, originally by Jonathan Hickman. This is Jonathan Hickman's book, but it is being scripted by Mike Costa, and it is quite good even still. Now then, last month, we talked about this new #1 from Image called Faster Than Light, and this month we have the second issue of the highly anticipated, rapidly selling out, in fact, it may already be gone, Faster Than Light, issue #2. I got to that last page and I saw what was coming for the second issue, and there it is right on the cover. My goodness, crack that open so they could see the inside, because it really just is that good.
Oh, nice art.
If you like a hardcore nuts and bolts science fiction with, spacesuits and spaceships and the hardships of the most dangerous frontier that there is, Faster Than Light delivers, ladies and gentlemen. So pick up issue 2 from Image Comics, Faster Than Light.
By the way, I want to say something that they mentioned on the back here. There's a full interactive 3D plus audio experience. If you buy this, you can go, because a lot of comics today, if you go, you just open them up and you see there's a you got a download code for the audio version. This one has got a you can also read along with it, and it's part of your purchase price.
Yep. All you have to do is go to experienceanomaly.com/FTL.
FTL. That's awesome.
Faster Than Light.
There you go.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, DC Comics, this is the latest issue of JLA. This is the Brian Hitch Justice League of America comic. It is a different continuity from what you're seeing in the pages of Justice League with the Darkseid War. However, it does have Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, and this book is chugging right along merrily with the beautiful Brian Hitch artwork, which is always good wherever it is you're a fan of Brian Hitch from, whether it be Ultimates, whether it be Real Heroes, and hopefully to rest here in the pages of JLA. The Green Lantern cover, incidentally, 75 years of Green Lantern in one form or another, whether it be Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, etc. So, JLA issue #4. And lastly, my +1 pick to go with my 5. I'm wearing the shirt. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, Superman, Lois and Clark. New limited series. There's a couple of Superman limited series that are going to be rolling down the pike from DC Comics here. So I'm sure many of you read the announcement that they're canceling several titles. It looks like they're going to fill those in with some familiar characters in some limited series. They've made it possible for their creative teams to just tell the stories that they want to tell, not worry about the continuity, and Lois and Clark puts these two characters back together. If you're a fan of what's going on in Superman, Wonder Woman, I'm a big fan of that. This isn't that story.
I kind of wish they would go back to putting an Elseworlds on the cover where you say where you would know this is not. This is not regular continuity, but I suppose you don't have to.
Yeah, there's really no reason to do it here. You're getting Dan Jurgens, you're getting Lee Weeks, you're getting
you're going to get something good, but it would be nice to know. Oh, what? I thought it was Superman was with Wonder Woman. I'm confused. Rather, just to avoid the confusion. Oh, it's an Elseworlds. Well, awesome. Let's read that story. How many issues do you know?
Not off the top of my head. I remember that it was a limited series, but I can't remember from the solicitations how many issues it will be. But here's the first issue, so let's dive in here.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's our top 5 for this week.
There's
Troy.
our top 5 plus a whole lot extra.
There's a lot more to be gotten this week.
Yes,
stop
indeed.
in here to Flashback. For Comics Online. is everything geek pop culture. Here at Flashback, they're everything comics. You want something comics? If you're, as I always say in the show, if you are within 100 miles, you owe it to yourself to stop by, meet Troy in person, and he'll hook you up with the best deal possible on everything in the store. And there is so much to be had here.
Yeah, like for example, Secret Wars #6. Jonathan Hickman, Assad Ribic, continuing the story. We're moving Secret Wars along, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been disappointed with the delays, but Secret Wars #6 was definitely worth waiting for.
Yeah,
so,
like we talked about last week.
Yeah. Get in here, pick that up, pick up these new #1s as they're dropping down. It is possible to start reading them now. I have already done so. I have verified. Yes, I can actually read these without getting spoilers as to the end of Secret Wars, which won't be released until December. So you have to be patient. A little bit longer.
It's hard. It's hard, Troy, but we're going to have to do it. We got no other choice.
Yeah, well, you know what? You got a long box of comics you need to read. That'll give you something to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, here at Flashback Comics and Games in Woodbridge, Virginia, I am your co-host, Troy David Phillips, and our lovely assistant, Megan Savannah Lair.
Thanks, Megan. Thanks for coming by and doing the Vanna thing. I know it's not all that thrilling, but we appreciate it, and I'm sure our viewers do as well.
Thank you for being you.
Yeah, and thanks to Marc for shooting, and thanks for Mike for sitting on the floor. Hi, Mike. Hi. Also visit the Great Geek Refuge. Michael have some interesting things for you to read. Anyway,
yes, indeed.
We're gonna have a regular part 2, but we're not gonna record it today. We're gonna record it soon, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, indeed.
From leaping tall buildings to going off like gamma bombs. Switch your internet browser to ComicsOnline.com.